what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more.
Hello there, welcome to the Flash and Bloke podcast. I'm Siobhan. What were the clouds like when you were young? Let's meet the Plucky Girl assistants. Down there, we have the Brian.
Hello.
Very Trumpton. And over there, we have Lilibet the Wonder Girl.
Hello.
First things we have to do is this week I'm not going to ask you if you're still American.
Okay. All right.
How happy are you right this moment to be an American?
Happy Indictment Day! It's gonna be huge!
It's going to tear the country apart, but okay.
Oh, well, you know, we have duct tape.
Great, you're going to hold the
Well,
bloody
Bob
thing
the
together
Builder.
with the
He
force.
can fix it. Right?
Can he build it? Yes,
yes,
he
he
can.
Who had, was it George Bush? Who was it? It might have been during McCain and, the woman from Alaska. Their run at the presidency.
Sarah Palin.
Some was it a builder or a plumber they kept bringing out? 'Cause he
Oh,
was
Joe the plumber.
Thank you.
Yes.
Not Joe the taxi, Joe the plumber. Yes, I remember that.
To be fair, for Washington, you kind of need an industrial plumber. Those drains get clogged a lot with it.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? Okay, we're back. That's a good start to the evening.
See, this is just, you know,
Which is what happens when you talk about Trump.
this is, yeah, exactly. And look, I'm still getting the no network thing.
Okay, it's interesting. It's obviously an influence of Hunter Biden's laptop. That's what's doing it. Yeah.
There we go. Now we're back.
Now,
Yes.
a little bit. For the first time on the Flashing Blade.
Yes.
Well, your first time on the Flashing Blade. I would therefore, as a result. No, hang on. I've really fouled up the wording of that.
For her, the first time on this version of the Flash.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah, I like that. I like
Because
that.
I was on the old one.
Yeah, no, you see, what I was trying to say was, let's have a convention report from you. Because you never did a convention report back in
Yes,
the day.
tell us about the con, all the sword
Yes,
parties and details.
Thousands and thousands of my closest friends.
Uncanny. Absolutely uncanny.
It's amazing they were all able to get the time off to be there together.
I said to him, I was talking to him about it, and that's exactly what he said.
I have no idea how many thousands of people were there, but there were.
Yeah.
And on Friday and Saturday we didn't stay over, so we left. I went with a friend from work, who's a big.
Excuse me one moment. I have a dog emergency. I'll be right back.
Okay, yeah, he's, poor Ace isn't too well at the moment.
Oh, poor Ace.
And Brian has a lot of things to do cleaning up after him, unfortunately. I know.
Well, we've all been through that with pets when they're having difficult times.
So come on, tell us. Saw some of
so-
the photos.
I saw Gates McFadden's panel.
Well,
That was really cool.
First of all, which convention was this and where was it?
Oh, MegaCon in Orlando.
Thank you. Right to you.
Yes. And it was my first big convention. I'd been to a Hurricane Who convention.
You've been to Chicago, haven't you? No.
No, I've
No,
never
not
been to
Chicago.
Chicago. I've never been to Chicago TARDIS or any
It's
of those
windy.
big conventions. We sort of thought we might one year, but then we didn't.
Okay.
And I've been to academic conventions.
They must
but I've
be
never
a
been to-
riot.
I went to the South. What was it? It's been a very long time. It was like the Southeastern Pop Culture Convention, which is an academic convention, but everybody's writing about pop culture.
Okay, I suppose it helps you stay in touch with the kids.
Yes. So, like, people write about, I mean, I was just out of college, so this was like 2003, 2004. So people were writing about, like, Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Star Trek and, you know, there would always be, like, Babylon 5 and Star Wars. And anyway, I really enjoyed that, but it was a small academic convention. They just all happened to be nerds. This was...
Geeks.
Huge.
Geeks. Nerds are the ones that are really into computers and everything else like that. We're geeks.
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know what the original definition of geek was?
No.
It was an act at a circus who would eat anything.
Oh, okay.
Which sounds like us, quite frankly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Omnivores. Yes.
Omnivorous when it comes to certain subjects.
And there was a lot of stuff, huge anime presence at the con, which isn't my jam.
No, not mine.
So it was kind of interesting to see, you know, what people were into that are things that I wasn't into. The Doctor Who presence was fairly small, which is fair enough. The show isn't currently running.
On the 60th?
Yeah, well, there might be stuff later in the year, but this is
Of course,
March
you
and
were
April.
fully cosplayed as the Fourth Doctor.
No.
Did you cosplay?
I did not, but I themed.
You themed?
I themed. I had a Doctor Who dress the first day.
Yeah.
And the second day, I had a hoodie with the creature from the Black Lagoon on the back.
Theme-ish, yeah. She didn't cosplay.
Okay.
No, I don't do cosplay.
You didn't?
It was amazing cosplay.
They usually are.
Absolutely amazing.
That's one of the things I love about the only
Were
thing I
there
like
any
about
of
the
the
conventions.
professional cosplayers there?
I think there were, yeah, and there were get-togethers. So I went, Stacey and I went to the Star Trek one, and the Star Wars one, and the Doctor Who one, and somebody had a Dalek that you could get into.
Ooh!
So
I've
there was
never
a
been
girl
in
dressed as
Dalek.
there was a girl dressed as Clara, who then she was in the Dalek as Souffle Girl.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It was really good. I've got a few pictures. I left a lot of the picture taking to Stacey. You know, she'd hand me her camera and I'd take the picture. But I was also acclimating.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a bit of a culture shock.
No. Yeah, I totally understand that.
So
this was your first one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I spent a lot of time sitting. I mean, the first day we walked 8 miles.
Oh, yeah. Easy. That's easy.
I
That's
have my little step counter on my phone, 8 miles. And that probably wasn't accurate because it was in my purse. So how much
that
that
Friday?
actually... That was on Friday. And then we walked less on Saturday because we waited in more lines and there was just more crowd. I think we walked 3.5 miles on Saturday. And the Orlando Convention Center is ginormous. Is the only word for that. And the whole main floor was the vendors and the artists, and then food sections, and then some sections where, like, there was a whole little Star Wars land, basically, that you could go and interact, and there was a whole robot thing where people had built R2-D2s and stuff.
Yeah.
There was a whole thing. I didn't get to the panel because it conflicted with something else, but there was a whole Dalek builders group.
Interesting.
Nice.
So there were lots of different Daleks. I have some pictures of those. And so there was a whole little
I
Doctor Who
must
thing. There was
pass
a
judgment
K9.
about them.
Nice.
There was a working K9.
Wait. Classic K9 or that horrible Australian
Classic
abomination?
K9.
I have never seen the horrible abomination anywhere outside of that.
Australia.
Yeah, so I wouldn't worry. It'll
I'm not
always
worried.
be the little
you
tin
have
dog.
to ask, I mean...
There might be some sort of export ban on him outside of Australia.
There might be.
And then the
Surprise.
upstairs, there's the north and a south section, and there's 3 tiers on the north and south, and all of the sort of a lot of the fan stuff and the costume stuff was at the South, and a lot of the sort of the guests and the. Are you okay?
Yes.
Did you get attacked by cats?
Yes. Git.
It's time of the animals.
Yeah, that looked like an
In the
attack
year
by
of
cat's
01.
face.
Oh, Christ.
So, and then the other side was all sort of the professional, and then they had a huge anime room, Lego building room,
Sinister would have loved that.
Yeah.
tons of stuff everywhere, and run so smoothly
Oh,
for the amount of people they had. I mean, it was very crowded in the vendor space on Saturday, but the amount of people they got in smoothly, through all the lines, through security check, like, just Disney could have been running it for how smoothly it ran, and that's a compliment.
No,
'cause
that's
Disney runs people.
Sometimes it can. Sometimes they can go very, very badly wrong. To be fair,
And they could have gone very, very badly wrong.
you see what I mean about monuments to greed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of, but I got a really cute duffel bag because I'm traveling this summer, so a really
are.
cute little duffel bag.
By the way, I got your message, and I don't think you needed to send it to me.
Well, I know, but I wanted to make sure.
Okay.
And I wanted to make sure Adam got it, and the plan for the summer. And I got a really interesting book, which I have not read, but I'm looking forward to reading, which is about parenting. And I'm not a parent, but I'm a caretaker. I have responsibility for children. And using sci-fi, fantasy, Dungeons and Dragons, the interconnectedness of the internet, like all of that kind of stuff, and using that to support children's mental health and growth. And why it's important.
We can see your screen, Siobhan.
Yes, I know. I just sent a message to Spanky.
So I'm looking forward to reading that. And there's a companion piece written for mental health professionals. They did I don't know if you listen to NPR at all. They did an interview with them recently about like using Dungeons and Dragons in mental health.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
In therapy. So it's that same group
It worked.
who was there.
It did work.
It did
However,
work.
am I right or wrong?
We'll see. We'll see. You were right. Yeah, you were right.
You're very garbled.
It's like somebody's put him onto cassette tape, and
Yes.
Yeah, and it's
You know?
all
And
just
one of the
doubled up.
backup-
Yeah.
yeah.
Quick, somebody get me a big pen. Maybe a pencil. I can fix them. Don't you give up on me, little buddy.
I know those two things. They should have been sold together, quite frankly.
should
Yes.
have.
They never were. They should have been sold together. For the children in our audience, tough. You didn't know what it was like to live back before MP3s. and your CDs and things.
Oh, I am done. I am done. The next thing that comes out, I'm done. I'm not upgrading.
Oh,
my
I see what you
collection
mean. Yes,
anymore.
I will be upgrading
done.
to 4K next year, but
Nope,
that's it.
I'm done.
I can't see the point. And the only reason I'm doing this is just to get the
I can't see the 4K, so
longevity sort of thing, you know?
nope. I can't see the 4K. Screw it. It's done. Nope. Done.
No,
I
that's fine.
honestly don't.
Totally
I mean,
get you.
Downstairs we have a 4K. Upstairs it's just a regular high def. I honestly, the rooms are the same size because our bedroom's stacked on top of the living room, so they're the same size. I don't see a difference.
Exactly.
Now, maybe if I was watching like live sporting events with filmed in that sort of, but I'm watching,
Take the Hobbit special edition.
I'm watching Doctor Who from the 70s.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
going to work on 4K. Adam got. I hope you brought enough for everybody.
No.
Oh, okay. Even if you had, get off the mine.
Exactly.
The Adam's got himself 4K telly, and I think it's bigger than his old one. And the thing he looked at, which really persuaded him, was a new series of Doctor Who. And it's the
There you
Is it
go.
working now?
hey, yes,
Yay.
it's the title sequence because the blacks
An
are
hour
a lot
behind.
more.
I was a day behind all week. Now I'm an hour behind today.
I will
Sorry.
fucking slap the back of your legs. I will fucking slap the back of your legs, young man. I don't care if it's
Please
been
do.
156 shows, but I will. Longest serving
Smart play,
podcast.
Ghost.
Flashing Blade host this one.
Yeah.
How the
Hey,
hell
I
did
can't
that
help it
happen?
when I'm right. I'm right. You know.
I made Brian right. I'm going to hell.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's not good.
This
So,
is pretty much the only thing I've been right about all week. Something disastrous happened.
okay. Well, in that case, I now need to turn around and introduce him, don't I? Okay, please will you welcome
Never late.
the
Everyone's not-
person who's not allowed to title any product Get Over It, and he's not allowed to purchase anyone's soul on government time. It's the quantum event known as Spanky.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't actually managed to get round to this yet. We've heard a little bit about the convention. So Brian,
Yes.
your week has been shit. Yes. Do I need to
My
ask
week-
you?
Quite literally,
Literally
my
has been
weekend
shit.
has
Yes,
been
it has, hasn't it?
My poor puppy Ace is 15 years old, and we found out Friday that he has an ACL tear in his
Oh.
back right leg.
Oh.
He's on gabapentin right now.
Something you can't say. Yep.
Unfortunately, he's also got diarrhea right now.
Oh.
So he
That
has
linked to
been
the
Jackson
medicine.
Pollocking all over the house, hence the earlier puppy emergency.
Yeah. So if Brian vanishes, you know why.
If I vanish, it's for a good reason. I have run
Oh,
that
sure.
damn rug cleaner so much this weekend you would not
The
believe.
thing is, your vets are having a very pleasant weekend smoking dollar bills.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because they charged me out.
I have frozen.
Yeah,
No, you haven't, frozen Spanky.
and yeah, there's that. We got new blinds this weekend because they decided to fall down yesterday. That was fun.
That's always fun.
Fortunately, I was at Walmart at the time, and I got a call. The blinds just fell.
I was going to say, why were you taking
up
your
good
blinds to
blind.
Walmart?
Yeah.
What was I supposed to say to you to trigger something? You told me, say that.
Oh.
What was it about? What was it referring to?
Show me where to put them. Yeah, the add-ons.
Ah, yes, World
Wow.
of Warcraft. Spanky, do you know anything about World of Warcraft add-ons?
Not very much. I struggle with them constantly, but
Okay, because I'm
I know
trying
you
to...
can add them from the loading screen.
No, you can't anymore.
Oh, really? They
I
changed
haven't
it.
got
Great.
that option. And I've got add-ons I want to use, and they're not showing up, and I'm crying. Anyway, okay.
And she's
Basically,
looking for
if one
someone
of
to
you...
tell her where to put them.
Where should I,
I think-
stick them?
And
think you can wrap
I've been
one
waiting
from the-
years to tell her where to stick things.
You're from the window.
I don't know about you a little bit, but
A little bit has to be nice to me because I'm driving her around.
Yes.
My condolences.
I have
They
a
the
fucking
old-
lovely
old
car.
craft bar there for a reason, right?
I'm also a bit of a Sunday driver nowadays.
Ah,
Um,
I think you probably were a bit of a Sunday driver always.
Oh no, I used to be terrible. She said without incriminating herself. But now I've got the assisted cruise control.
That does help.
Mm-hmm.
Set it for 27, 3 miles an hour underneath. Basically, because our stuff is normally 30, 40, 50, 60 miles an hour, I always set it 3 under. And it's great. I can go around town without hardly having to touch the pedals. It's wonderful. Yeah, my car's going.
Doesn't this make you feel so safe that she's going to be driving you around?
Oh, I'm going
Hardly
to.
ever touches the pedals. It's fine.
It's fine.
I'm going to try and make the dashboard go red for you, get angry for you. Basically, I have to put it into sports mode to show you just how fast an electric car accelerates.
Ah.
Bring your lunch with you, but don't have it first.
Is that where you actually give the hamsters inside Red Bull? Or...
Yeah. Bob gets his Red Bull. It's
She was on Red Bull.
I used to have a Kia that went to 0 to 60 in approximately whenever it got around to it.
Oh, we've all had cars
I've
like
had those
that.
before.
Yeah. They're fun, aren't they? It's
They are, especially getting on the highway in South Florida, where if you're not going 20 miles over the speed limit, when you get on the highway, they'll just run you over and they don't even care.
Yeah.
So
Right.
It's the excitement of burn-ups between you and a passing invalid carriage.
You want a really good one? My first car was a Reliant K car, 4-cylinder engine. I blew out 2 cylinders going up this one
That's
hill.
right. You only had 3.
oh.
We had a car like that, one of our old Citroens. We couldn't get up the hill. It was one of the
I
steep
got up
hills
the hill
in Jersey,
finally, but I blew out 2 cylinders and had to use the whole brake, keep 1 foot on the brake, 1 foot on the gas
goodness me.
at the lights, keep it going. Yeah, that's fun.
Wow.
Once I was driving up from South Florida with my sister in the car, and the radiator decided to go, which we didn't notice when we were traveling 75 miles an hour on the highway because there was enough cool air coming in.
Exactly.
But as soon as we got off the highway and hit that first stop sign, it overheated, and then we had like 2 hours left to drive. So it was stopping and putting water and putting water and
I had to do that with one of mine. Yeah.
I don't need to worry
Yeah.
about it. Electric. I don't have those problems. I'm just saying.
Woogie. Just saying.
Alexa's talking to me.
it thought it heard its name.
Wow, that's interesting. When I just said its name and then is talking to me, it replied, "I'm sorry, I thought I heard my name. I'm scared."
Oh dear.
They're coming to get you. Trust no one.
I've just taken up teaching Bard, the new AI. I'm trying to give it lessons in compassion and humanity.
Has it decided to end the human race yet?
Hey, I'm quite good on that sort of subject. Thank you very much.
I'm just saying they plugged an AI
But
into the internet.
Yeah,
and
the
within,
first
like,
thing. Yeah.
a day, it wanted to end humanity.
Yeah. I can, up to a certain point, see where Musk is coming from when it comes to AI. There've got to be some incredibly strict rules and regulations. The trouble is, the world is split up into so many different judicial areas that, and different governments. Someone somewhere will do it.
Nope. Asimov's 3 rules. Just go with that. Make it universal.
Mad scientist, Brian.
I'm just saying, mad scientists will do what mad scientists will do.
Sinister.
Sinister already does pretty much whatever he wants. I mean, he has the cloning facility already.
And the nukes, to be fair.
And the nukes. But I'm saying just for UN safety regulations on AI, Asimov's 3 laws.
You know, we're at war with the Martians, don't you?
Why are you at war with me?
Don't look at me. Sinister declared war on Mars.
Look, as long as he
Was
doesn't
he on
target...
Mars at the time?
No. We don't know if life's up there, so he's declared war just in case.
No, I'm down here tonight.
Preemptively.
Yeah, preemptive war, basically.
I see.
Didn't
Well,
Elon
that's
Musk lay
Very,
claim to
very
Mars?
sinister.
As
if you
long
ask
as
me.
he doesn't
So
target
that's a
my
really
little
good
area
reason
of
to
Caledonia,
declare war.
I'm fine.
Spiky, how's your week been?
Hectic.
I'm
Very
starting
hectic,
to get
so.
that it seems to be hectic for you every week now.
Well,
Didn't you have the VA?
got my hands
this
full
week?
with stuff. Nightmarish.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I have to go next week as well, so that's going to be a joy to look forward to.
See, I always
special
thought VA would be, we go down there, maybe not meet old pals because it's a big service, but, meet people with similar experiences and whatever. But no, it doesn't sound like it for you. It's just
No,
officials
that's
that have gone nuts.
EFW.
No, a lot of guys down there, similar experiences and stuff. All the vets get along. It's just we're all down there to get treated incredibly poorly by representatives of our government. So, yeah.
Well, look at the fight
So
the
it's not-
9/11 first responders had getting money out of Congress.
Yeah, basically they're getting a pretty raw deal too.
Yeah.
Really raw deal. But they've got what's his name? John
Stewart.
Yeah, John Stewart doing a pretty good job of standing up for him.
Did you see
So
the video
hopefully-
of him in front of Congress? He
Oh yeah, shaming
blasted
Congress
them.
into doing the right thing because they were
Shamed them.
dragging their feet.
Yeah.
He's
they're
yelled
telling
at
me to
Ted
get Congress
Cruz
to
to
do
his
anything to
face.
shame him into it. Yeah. 'Cause
I
they won't
sometimes
do
think I
anything
know
without
more
arm
about
getting
what's
twisted.
going on in your country than some of your fellow countrymen, if I'm honest with you.
Well, that happens.
I
because
watch
our
the
fellow
Late Show
countrymen
monologues, so
don't know
Colbert
what
and
they're
Seth
doing.
Meyers, and so I get a lot of my news from there. Because normally it's true news. Yes, it's got a satirical spin on it, but the root of it is true. So
Yeah.
it's
Well, when Jon Stewart was doing his Daily Show, that was
used to
where
love that.
honestly most people got their news.
yeah. No, I believe you.
So-
Nope.
And now they're relying on either Tucker Carlson or I don't know who's on, like his opposite number, Ari Velcher or somebody I don't know.
Oh, on MSBC. Is that it?
MSNBC, yes,
MSNBC.
or God forbid that Joe, the Morning Joe guy. Why is that jackass allowed to speak on that show? They should kick
Freedom
him
of
off and let
speech,
Mika
Spanky.
Brzezinski do all the talking.
Well, no, freedom of speech just means the government can't prevent you and that the government can't punish you. It doesn't mean that anybody else needs to give you airtime or that you don't suffer social consequences because people don't like what you have to say.
I think that is a particular message you need to broadcast very loudly and very clearly. Because everyone, and I'm not saying just America, of course I'm not. Like I say, Britain is in no fit state to criticise. But everybody seems to think now it's freedom of speech and there are no consequences. There's no responsibility. And that pisses me off because I'm all for freedom of speech as long as you accept the responsibility of your actions. If you said to somebody, said something, then like Trump and the January the 6th thing, there are consequences to your freedom of speech. If, for example, you come out with anti-trans stuff and a kid kills themselves, and I'm sorry to say that, but it happens, that is partly your responsibility, I'm afraid. They've read your thing, and that's what it's done to them. So I'm all for freedom of speech, but with responsibility and the correct consequences.
Yeah, well, and those
Sorry,
consequences
that
are,
ends the party political broadcast.
those consequences are societal. They're not governmental. They're societal.
Well, look at
So
the old
if
thing of
you-
sending people to Cambridge. Coventry.
There are some
Coventry.
There are some governmental consequences, like
There are
the
certain ones that have governmental
representative they use is
Yes.
yelling fire in a crowded theater, right? If someone
Yes,
gets
things
trampled to
like
death,
that.
a foreseeable outcome of your action, someone got hurt.
Right.
And that's where Trump could get in trouble because in inciting a riot, people got hurt, some even died, and he should be held accountable for those crimes. And that's where, particularly with some of the latent racism we're seeing now, that's being bandied about. I'm very happy to see in other forms of hate speech, not just that, but for example, anti-gay and LGBTQ and all that, and other kinds of hate speech that are being thrown around are finally starting to get punished.
Yeah, dealt
Good.
with as hate
It
crimes.
should be.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we've got a hate crime
um,
law over here. You can't be racist to somebody in the street or whatever. And that's good. You cannot promote hate. It's a case of where to draw that line. That's the
I
thing.
think what we
Just
need really
saying,
is a truth in journalism law.
have you looked at some of those assholes that were getting on Dominic
No.
when he was doing one of his Doctor Who productions? They were going off on him, and
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. This was like a year or two ago.
Okay. It's not recent. In that case, I
Not
probably
recent.
do know about it, and I've probably already reached out to him.
We already did.
That's
We
good.
already did.
Okay, good. Because I love
We
little
told him
comments.
everything was cool, and keep doing what you're doing. He's awesome, and when he's running the show, we'll be more than happy to say we knew him when.
I want him to run Big Finish.
I want him to run the main Doctor Who.
I don't know. I still want Charlie Brooker to run Doctor Who.
Charlie Brooker is brilliant, but grim.
That's the point. Wouldn't it be a dark? I mean, the thing
I
about
don't
Charlie
want-
Brooker is
don't need
he
it.
understands Doctor Who. He understands it. You don't kill a companion off. And nowadays,
Oh,
certainly.
yes, you do.
No, you don't.
Put him in the mirror.
Mirror?
Yeah, it's kind of like fridging.
There you go.
What are you talking about?
You've never heard of fridging?
No.
Okay, so it's a comic trope that came about with Kyle Rayner's Green Lantern. He had a girlfriend. And, for some reason or another, they wanted to give him more angst because he's Green Lantern and he's flying around joining Justice League, Teen Titans, all that other stuff. So they had Major Force take her, dismember her, and shove her into his fridge. And he left a little note on the counter. Honey, left something special for you in the fridge. He opened it up. It's his dead girlfriend, Alex. So that's where the whole term fridging comes from.
Which is killing off usually a female character, usually a relative, a girlfriend, a wife, a sister, in order to motivate the male character.
Yes.
Right.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? Exactly.
So I referenced put him in the mirror, which is from the RPG we ran, and your
Oh, the Marvel
Yes,
RPG.
put them in
Yeah.
there.
Oh, right. That was a bit
Oh,
obscure
God.
for me, I'm afraid.
an obscure, but,
Yeah. I immediately went
Excuse
to
me while I rat up my room.
human of
Oh,
Human
Human
Nature.
Nature, Family of Blood.
that's what I
When he
went to.
puts the kid in the mirror.
Well, you could do that too.
Right. So, think. Okay, we've done that. What news is there? Paul O'Grady died. Now, I appreciate that probably won't mean much to you guys, but he was a bit of a national treasure over here. The man had a heart of gold. He started out, as a drag artist called Lily Savage. And he was from Birkenhead, and as anyone will tell you, Scousers can have...
Careful, little bits in Florida. You can't say drag.
Yes, you
Me?
can. And he can
You
get on
know
his
what.
bike and go.
This show isn't political at all.
The Top Gov.
Yeah,
Can't
so
say this all.
what was I saying?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Oh, right, Lily Savage, yes.
Paul Grady.
And,
Lily Savage, right?
yep, and going from gay clubs, small little gay clubs, doing the act. There's a wonderful thing at the Vauxhall Tavern. She was on stage, and I say she when she's Lily. Yep. And the police raided it. This is back in the day when the police would do shit like this. They'd raid it because it's gay people. And it was during the height of the AIDS crisis in the 80s, and all of them were wearing gloves in case they touched a gay person. And Lily turns around from the stage and goes, "Hey, up, we got some help with the washing up tonight." That was not a Liverpudlian accent.
No, that was not.
Heart of Gold. You look on YouTube for his rants, Paul O'Grady's rants against the Conservatives. Oh my God. And it's just human ranting rather than political ranting. It's about the humanity of decisions rather than the politics of it. And the man was he's a marvel. He ended up in Doctor Who and The Stolen Earth. And also he's There's an irony here. He was a huge fan of the Avengers, the British Stephen Mrs.
Yeah,
Peel.
the TV show.
Though he preferred Tara King. And he's just managed to take part in a big Finnish Avengers audio, but he's just died before the release.
Oh.
It's sad. But
Do you know if they'll be doing an in memory of?
they're doing something on the podcast this week, yeah. And that's free for anybody to listen to. Bigfinish.com. Yeah. I liked Paul O'Grady. I thought he was a voice we needed to hear more of, and the man was so funny. So natural and so funny and so acerbic with it. It was wonderful. It was blissful. When he went off on one, you just sat back and let the laughter roll over you. You know? And the thing about him was, often or not, if it was a non-political rant, because like I say, he never ranted about the politics, he ranted about the effects of policies, you know, and how things were for ordinary people, because he was an ordinary person, you know, having to scrabble around on the dole and this, that and the other. And you'd be laughing, yet at the same time you'd be nodding. You know? Mm-hmm. That man had a way of reaching across the divide. And I don't think we're going to see his like for quite some time, if ever. Which is a shame. So there we go. Paul O'Grady tribute. Salute. Right. Now that's done. We shall.
Okay, my faith in humanity has just hit an all-time low.
Oh, please do share the good news.
Missing 2-year-old Florida boy was found dead in the alligator's mouth.
Yeah, and his mother was dead. His mother was dead too.
Yeah,
so why is
in the apartment.
Why is that taken a problem?
And the father's been arrested.
I was going to say why.
Oh, wow.
Your faith in humanity, because you can't blame a crocodile for that. Right.
I don't blame a crocodile for that. I blame an asshole for that.
Yeah, fair
And
enough.
you blame an asshole for killing the mom and letting the kid run off.
Now then, trying to keep everybody quiet for the next 10 seconds, and now from BBC Television's Doctor Who, it's Doctor Who. Shh. Oh my God, it worked. There was silence.
What the
I know, right? That was
I used the
amazing.
mute button, that's why.
Ah! It wasn't just you I was pointing to, trust me. Other people, Brian, have done things.
And I'm doing that specifically.
What was I going to say? I was going to say, oh yes, Two Fan Dinosaurs. Latest Two Fan Dinosaurs is out on the YouTube channel. Logopolis Parts 1 and 2, which leads me to this. This is a Season 18 Blu-ray box set. It is still in its shiny plastic, untouched by human hands. It can be yours if you answer this question.
You need to preface this.
Yeah, I am
Okay,
going to need to preface this, unfortunately. Stephen Noonan gave us the question. Stephen Noonan provided the prize. He's also provided the question. Now, some of you may know that Stephen's quite big on quizzes, Doctor Who quizzes. And 108 questions on the 3 Doctors, things like that. And I got 70 right.
Pretty good.
But
It's excellent.
when you get that amount of questions, you can imagine the depth that has been gone into to get, that amount of questions out of 4 Doctor Who episodes. So they can be very difficult. So Stephen met Sheila Raskin, who played Cassia from The Keeper of Traken, at a private event earlier this week. And that suddenly explains that. Why didn't I put 2 and 2 together? And Something she said gave him the question. And the question is, and I'm so sorry, what links The Keeper of Traken and Antiques Roadshow? Now, to enter, send me a message on this YouTube channel. That's those on Twitch. It's /Bibble Thruster. Send me a message on there, private message, with your answer. And if we get an answer, if we get more than one answer, we'll put them in a hat. Yeah. My only request, please, is if you've already got the Blu-ray set, please don't enter. All right, give somebody else a chance to win it, please. Someone who hasn't got it.
Also, remember they're region locked.
Yes, if you are outside the UK, you're going to need a multi-region DVD or Blu-ray player. Well, Blu-ray player, not DVD. Yeah. So, yeah. What is the connection between the Antiques Roadshow and Keeper of Traken? We'll keep that competition going as long as we don't get an answer. So, boys and girls, how long is this competition going to be on for, do you think?
Oh, I don't know. You may get a postcard from Mrs. Trellis in North Wales.
Yes. However, I can't get a goat and a rabbi at short notice. Nice one, Lilibet. Nice one.
Thank you.
That's all right. And because of that, I hereby declare an emergency round of kitchen gun.
God, no.
Oh.
Wait for Spanky to get...
mastermind.
Wait for Spanky to get out his list of products.
Because if I don't, I can't.
That's cheating! Now, Lilibet, do you want to take part? Or
You know where I got that list from?
One of the very popular kitchen gun websites?
Sinister.
Who might double as a very popular kitchen gun website.
He does
You
double
never
as a
know.
popular kitchen gun website.
I'm gonna have words with Sin. Yeah. Okay. Look up as past 3 and 4 next Friday. I can have some fun. So, Lilibet, would you care to play or would you care to be in the chair?
I think I should probably observe this one.
Okay, well, if you'd like to stay in the chair and make rulings, we're going to be using the World War II rules, which means either Chamberlain or Churchill. You can't cross over. You have to make your choice beforehand.
All right. Yes, one or the other, not both.
This is going to be rough.
All right, so toss a coin to see
No
which
clue
one
what
of
we're
the three
doing,
of
and
us...
I suck at this anyway, so all of my answers are always Dollar Shave Club.
I'm wondering what he's doing.
Huh?
You don't want to know.
It's probably safer we don't.
Yeah.
All these mysteries. He's an enigma wrapped in a riddle. Or is he?
He's the man of mystery.
Right, okay. Yep, so you can't switch between Chamberlain or Churchill rules. Okay, you've got to pick one or the other.
Okay.
Are you ready, Spanky?
And now, explain to me, I have to pick what now?
We're using
It's-
the World
it's
War
between-
II rules, so
Yeah.
you have to choose whether to do Chamberlain or Churchill rules. Okay, 2 prime ministers came up with 2 sets of rules. You pick one set of rules and use them.
I'm going to go with Churchill rules then, yeah.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Well, that means I default to Chamberlain.
Fair enough.
Okay. Fair enough. The rules I set I'm going to use as FDR.
Ooh. All right.
The chair didn't say that, it had to be a British leader.
That's true. That's true.
That's
I
fine.
mean, the American kitchen gun rules during the Second World War were something else, quite frankly.
Well, and
it was
they
all
were
about
their
getting
own
money
cabinet
in,
anyway.
for bonds and stuff like
yeah,
that. So,
they were very lax. They were very open. Yes.
yeah, exactly. All right, then. Do you want me to start?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Ladies first.
It's an easy opening, this one, but be careful, it could be a trap. Squarespace.
Ooh. I'm going to go with Dr. Squatch.
Dr. Squatch.
Where's Spanky's camera, do we think?
And Spanky's
Don't
camera
wanna know.
should be right here, isn't it?
There
Oh,
you
yeah.
go.
There you are.
Oh, was my
Bless.
camera not working? I
It-
don't
it-
know
no.
why. It
No,
You
you
look
were in
so nice.
spoon.
You look so much better.
I was a what? A spoon?
You were in spoon.
That's interesting. Dollar Shave Club. I said that's the only answer I have.
All right, Dollar Shave. Okay.
Dollar Shave Club.
That's back to me.
That's unacceptable.
Skill share.
Wondarium.
We already
Ooh, that's
know
a
mine,
deep
so
cut.
you know.
So,
That
are we
is.
back at Dollar Square Club? Dollar Shave Club.
Yes, ma'am.
So basically, we're not getting anywhere. Not until
No.
we can cross. Not until we can cross the channel and break down the European wall thing.
No, because I
Okay?
can never keep all that stuff in my head, and it's like doing the God, I hate making excuses for this, but it's the Dame Pyramid. It's the like talking about the Big Finish until someone talks about it first for a while.
It makes you
I
go
can't-
ping.
Get into it. I can't. Yeah, right. So if we did this for 10 minutes, I'd be like, oh yeah, and I would be all over it, like stick on shit.
With Kitchen Gun, you snooze, you lose.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's why I'm without my cheat. Honestly, I'm
Right, I'm not
totally
quite sure
useless.
how I'm gonna. One of us is gonna have to try and work out a strategy here because every round we're going back to Dollar Shave Club,
Yeah.
so we
Here,
can't
I got
actually.
one.
It's got to be a one step.
Harry's.
Sorry,
I got one. Harry's.
Harry's. That's lovely, except of course it wasn't your turn, so you're a nip. So that means I get 2 goes because Spanky's
Go
go
for it.
would be Dollar Shave Club again.
You go, and then
Yes,
Dollar
yes.
Shave Club, and then back to you.
Okay, let's throw it out there. Raid Shadow Legends.
Ooh, strong move.
Very good.
And from there, even though we're back, because it's technically Spanky's go now. but
Right,
he's-
because
all
it's a
he's gonna
lonely
say
life in Nip.
is
Yes.
Dollar Shave Club. So I'm back at Dollar Shave Club. The only route I've got is Kitchen Gun. Kitchen Gun.
How dare you?
He didn't give me a choice. It was the only route
How
he hadn't taken.
dare you? You left out bespoke post.
I didn't have the chance. I didn't have the
Just
chance.
saying.
I had to get to Kitchen Gun, and he'd shut all the other routes down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a war on, you know,
There is.
during these
Next
rules.
time we're going to use the go rules.
Go. What? Do we
Churchill
get
proof.
£200 every time?
No. The game of go.
Oh, I was thinking
Give me
more
a five
for
in a row,
the
right?
Divine kitchen gun.
One day we'll play Toilet Grenade, but that's a whole different. Ball
That's
Toilet grenade.
radically different. From
Yeah,
them.
that's a whole.
Yes,
different
it is.
ballgame. You still get shouted at, but it like
It's a
I
lot of
say,
screaming,
it's,
actually.
Yeah. Okay, so yes. Doctor Who and the Mark II, well, the 4th Doctor Who, because there is only the 4th Doctor Who. There is no question about him. And the 2nd K9 are, well, they're planning a holiday. K9's got a bit more personality now, because he's the Mark II version. He's got a different paint scheme as well. And suddenly the TARDIS stops, and the doors open, there's a light, and Dudley Simpson goes nuts with the organ music. And the Doctor steps out into the 3rd time we've reviewed this story on The Flashing Blade. And this is all down for Lilibet and Spanky because they haven't done it. Kill me.
This reinforces my point. Anyone in a wicker chair is always evil.
Yeah. And lo and behold, it's supposedly the Guardian of Light in Time, or the White Guardian. We're not 100% certain if it is.
Well,
It's painted out in this story to be, but when we get to
my-
the 6th segment,
yes.
could that not have been the Black Guardian all along?
My feeling is that it is the Black Guardian all along, and here's why. The White Guardian wouldn't have asked for it.
Hang on, do you mean when they'd collected it?
Yeah, well, the Guardian sends the Doctor off. Go get the stuff, right?
Yeah.
Right. Go get the
things, yeah.
the things with the guy in the place, and says we have to stop the universe and start it again.
Yeah.
You know, it's gone too far. It's a very Genesis sort of thing.
Restore balance, he says, basically.
Yeah, restore the balance, right? But the White Guardian, being the White Guardian, wouldn't have wanted to stop everything and restart. And
Okay.
wouldn't have asked for the power to do so.
Okay.
Unless it had gone too far to the side of the Black Guardian to be redeemed, then he might want to restart and go back to the balance.
I think the actual thing about there being a time of chaos coming and the key being needed is truthful. However, we don't know who says that.
The thing that makes me think it was the Black Guardian, what was when he threatened the Doctor.
It's a wonderful
said,
threat, isn't it?
Nothing will happen to you.
Nothing. Right.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, it's a great threat.
I've used that threat myself.
That's a threat. That's a good one.
That's a very good threat.
It also is a Douglas Adams threat.
Mm-hmm.
Because you'll be the Dent, or you'll be the late Dent Arthur Dent.
It's a Robert Holmes threat. He came first. And this is a Robert Holmes script. So I'm just saying, Douglas Adams, yeah, he's good, but he's not Robert Holmes.
No, he's not. And this is a brilliant script. This is, if Shakespeare did a heist, this is the script.
Yes.
What a marvellous comparison. I knew there was a reason I got you on this show. This is magnificent.
Cynthia Kay is a Shakespearean character.
Oh, Christ, yes. So Sherlock. It's,
and they're the beautiful quintessential buddies who are more than buddies. You know, they're a couple is what they are. And then you have a comedy duo.
Garen and Unstoff.
Fabulous. And you have the creativity of very limited sets. So you have to use them really, really well. And because they're interesting and they're nicely done, but there just aren't a lot of them. Everything's in the dialogue and the acting.
Right, it's very dialogue driven. Shakespeare all the way, right?
Got it. Thank you very much.
That's all the lit
So
majors.
I was trying
anything
to
dialogue driven. So
I just remembered who played Garen, and it was Ian Cuthbertson. There we go. After that, who wants to go first? Carry on, Lilibet. You may as well carry on. Go on.
I think that I picked this one, or when we were discussing this, I love this Romana because she has the arrogance of intelligence. She's extremely smart. She did well on all of her exams, but she doesn't have the humbleness of experience.
She doesn't know what tennis is.
She also doesn't have the larceny of the real world.
Yeah. And so this is the Doctor. It's almost it's almost the student teacher setup from Leela, except Leela never saw herself as the Doctor's equal, and Romana sees herself as the Doctor's superior. And she is absolutely convinced that she is the real driving force behind this mission. She's been picked specially, and
the president of Gallifrey.
Gallifrey, who may well have been one of the Guardians in disguise.
It was one of the Guardians, yeah.
And she's off on this very important mission, and the beautiful dialogue and the beautiful play between her and the Doctor, who is used to being the smartest person in the room
for quite some time. Yeah.
And here, yes, and here he's got someone that he does feel a little bit inferior to. and doesn't like it.
She calls him
And
out on
they're-
it as well.
Yes.
A lot.
Therefore gives her attitude, and she calls him out on the attitude, and by the end they're a team. And there's a lot of watch this and watch that,
And now then,
don't
rule 1.
wander off.
Rule 1, don't wander off. Rule 2,
She does. She has to, and she isn't like, oh no, doctor. She's like, oh yeah, there's that switch right there. You want me to press it?
Yeah, I love it. It needed
Put a hole
Tom
in my console.
needs
I did.
that.
I'm sorry. Don't
Yes.
worry, baby. I'll fix it.
Yes, now this is where Tom starts going a bit loopy, I'm afraid. It's turning into the Tom Baker comedy half hour. According to Noonan, this series doesn't exist.
Oh, see, I like Tom Baker being goofy. I think he gets more
I prefer it.
goofy later, but I like this.
Yeah.
I like this dynamic
And the-
because. Go ahead.
I was going to say, with Ian Cuthbertson being there, it's an actor of stature, and Tom will pull it out when he's got somebody he respects opposite him. And it's just a shame there was not more time between the two characters, to be honest. Because
But the moments
and
we
let's
have are
face it.
beautiful.
Mary Tam plays the perfect straight man in all of
yeah.
this.
Yes. Very much.
Perfect.
Yes, and those scenes
She's very good for that.
with the doctor admiring his patter and his plan and his ability to, he's an all. I see that duo as old vaudevillians, basically,
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get you.
and
A
the
dodgy
doctor
old
absolutely.
manager trying to get the money
Yeah.
back from... Yeah, I know. Yeah. No, you're
and
right.
the performance aspect of it.
It's broad.
But it's deliberately broad. It's
Oh, yes.
not I don't know how to do this. It's I'm being a character.
Yeah, and that's what works for Garen. It's
Yes.
exactly the sort of character he needed to be to sell this.
Yes. And it's a great the setup itself is fantastic. The idea that he's selling planets, but what he's really selling or makes them think they want are the
Jethric.
the secret squirrel mineral deposits.
Yeah, Scringestone. You won't never suffer from the Scringers again.
Are you telling me that this planet is 0.001% Jethric?
How many Starfleets can we power with just that? I mean, that lump alone, dear God.
He's such a great Shakespearean, like the Graf Vindicay being a deposed prince that nobody liked, and so he went away to some war and came back, and people wouldn't take it
His
back.
brother had just kicked him out. So, look,
They didn't want it back,
you-
right.
You're a dictator, dude. Fuck off.
Which is, in a bit of a way, what happens to the sorcerer in the Tempest. Is
Yeah.
that he was kicked out by the half brother or something and usurped, and he and Miranda are sent off. But here, the Graf sees himself as a hero.
And the wounded party.
Yes, he's a war hero, and he's been done wrong, and he's going to take it back, at the cost to everyone around him, which he will pay happily.
Right.
Oh, yes. Yeah. All but one are doomed to die.
It's such a fun story to watch, and
It's
then you have
rich,
those
isn't
heartbreaking.
it? It's rich.
Yes.
There's
It's a
so
lot
much-
like The Sting.
Yes.
I know
I
where you're
love a
heading with this.
heist.
You're,
No,
you're,
it's got elements there, yeah.
you're
Because
think-
they're trying to play the long con and they get conned themselves. That's excellent.
you were about to go there. Binro the Heretic. Wasn't that
The beautiful,
a
heartbreaking.
beautiful scene? It's one of Doctor Who's best, quite frankly.
And it's the kind of thing that Doctor Who does so well, because Binro doesn't have to be there as a character. It needs to be a guy who takes him into the catacombs.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you need, is a character. So it could be
Didn't
Bob.
even need that. He could have, they
He
could
could
have
have
written
gotten lost
anything.
in the catacombs.
They could have
But
wandered
instead-
into themselves, right?
It's typical Bob
but it's-
Holmes. Basically,
It's such a beautiful little thing.
Well, no, instead of
it's-
using a red-shirted crewman, essentially, they used Captain fucking Kirk or more like Scotty or somebody, but, a solid character that they actually invested some in, made you invest in a little before they whacked him there in, this tragic fashion, it was perfect.
And he's a hero.
Yeah.
He dies a hero, right? And he's basically Galileo for this planet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, he totally...
I've completely forgotten what I was going to say.
Excellent.
Totally forgotten what I was going to say because people
Mm-hmm.
spoke over me. Fuzz-and-ruzz-and. I can't remember what I was saying. What was I saying? Oh, yes,
will come
Bob
back.
Holmesian double acts.
Yes.
It's a well-worn phrase, but it's a very true phrase. So you got 3 sets here. You have Garen and Unstoff, you have Unstoff and Binro, and you have the Grath and Sholak. We don't include the Doctor and Romana because they're the staple. That's always there. And you watch any Bob Holmes script, you will see a Holmesian double act of some kind. Takes a little bit to get into his stride on that one, but he does. You get, Jago and Lightfoot, for example.
Yeah.
That's
And
probably where
Gareth is a
Binro
little
comes
bit
from.
of a proto-Jago.
Garen.
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 Yeah. Garen and Jago are similar characters.
And yes, this is who I know
Oh,
my
very.
hunter after in World of Warcraft. No, I think Garrick is far more. Is far
I think
more
Garrett's
deadly.
an excellent tailor.
Well, quite. But I get the feeling he'd make mincemeat of Garen, probably literally. Garen would be complaining, wouldn't he, my boy?
Well, and I love that what the Doctor originally clocks is the accent.
Yeah. Well, the incredibly bad Mummerset accent.
Yes. Where he's like, she's like, well, I guess it's a ritual greeting. It's 4 o'clock, everything's fine. And he's like, but that's from Earth. And that's really specific.
Well, it goes even further. When he actually talks to Garen, probably it's Hackney. Hackney Wick.
Yeah. It's beautiful. It's because this is not Earth.
No.
It's a way of saying in the script, this is not Earth.
Yeah.
It kind of, sort of looks like Earth, and they're humans and everything
But
else.
also, it makes Garen a
not
lot more
Earth.
identifiable, rather than being some space alien. We've just got a
Right.
fucking East End con man,
Yeah, it's pretty much the Doctor just picking up on his tells.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a character that's been used in sci-fi a lot. Look at Harry Mudd, right, in Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
It's same thing, that sort of traveling con man. That's, God knows that's been done so many times. God, what was we got Trouble Right Here in River City. What was his name? They got
Yeah. From the Music,
from the Music
Man.
Man, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And I was thinking,
all this is straight out of vaudeville, which again, it's not
Yes.
Marx Brothers, but it is Laurel and Hardy and Abbott and Costello kind of thing, right? It's that kind of comedy duo type thing that really, really works,
yeah.
and they're really good at. So yeah,
Hello, Rosie.
Pussycat.
I was thinking about the novels of Donald Westlake after watching this, because he writes the comic, usually cameo tragic, I guess, because his characters don't usually win. If they win, it's a rarity. And they're always trying to pull off a con that usually does not go well. But it's very funny when it doesn't.
That reminds me of something else, but I can't for the life of me think what it was. And I know you could say Only Fools and Horses, but it wasn't Only Fools and Horses. It was something else a bit more obscure. Don't know. Brian, what did you make of it? You've already spoken about this before on the show.
Like 3 times.
No, twice. No, this will be the second time. Sorry.
No.
Yes, we've only
Eddie.
done it once, Eddie. We
Got
haven't done
Eddie. This time.
No. We did it with Eddie. And that's it.
We've done it one more time.
What, on this version of the show? This is the third version on this
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
I was there for one.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Executive decision here.
Yes.
This is my second.
Let's let the newbies do it.
No, it's better than that. We're not going to continue doing the key to time.
That's
Okay.
okay.
For the simple
Let's do
reason...
Logopolis. We've never done Logopolis.
Yes, we have.
We've never done the City of Death. We've never done the horror of
Logopolis.
Fang
We've
Rock.
done Logopolis.
I
No,
don't
we
think we've
haven't.
been past the fourth Doctor since I've been involved with the show. Except for when we did the Lady Doctor. That was it.
Okay.
No, we've done the Happiness Patrol. We've done
Hey, do you want me to do
we've
another
done
one
a
of my...
lot.
Would you
We've
like
done
me
the
to do
Trial of
another one
Dr.
of my ARC series, where I give you 2 or 3 different stories, one a week, to see how something develops?
We can do that.
We did that with Mike Yates, didn't we? And the
Yeah.
whole Buddhist stuff. Okay, then.
We'll see.
Next week,
What do you
ladies
want?
and gentlemen, we're going to be looking at Dragonfire. Series 24,
Yeah, you're right.
Sylvester McCoy.
I don't think we've done that one. Yeah.
No, we haven't. Not on this show, anyway. On this iteration. So, Dragonfire. It's only 3 episodes.
Dragonfly?
Dragonfire.
Dragonfire.
Yeah, season 24. It's the last
Gotcha.
story.
Okay.
And anybody who knows anything will know exactly where I'm heading after that. It's a well-worn route, but what the hell, why not? Someone's a happy girl today.
Yeah, she's a pesky girl today because she thinks she wants her dinner, which the automatic feeder will give her, but I have not changed. Don't show you people your bum.
It's the flashing blade, it's the law.
It's tradition here.
I
Yeah.
did not change her automatic feeder when the time changed.
Oh.
Oh,
And her
no.
tummy clock is much more accurate than your wall clock, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why she's over here.
She's subtly reminding you to feed her.
Yeah, subtly.
Oh, God. The literal cliffhanger's coming up.
Oh yes, with the umbrella and all.
Why do I do
It
this?
could be worse. It could be a robot made of candy.
That is a damn fine story. Happiness Patrol
With a
was
robot
brilliant.
made of candy.
It was a piss take of Bertie Bassett, and they got into trouble for it.
Yes, Rosie.
No, the actual story is incredibly good.
Yes.
But yes, all right, it was the Candyman. But we love the Candyman because he is so barking mad. Just the concept.
It's
the
a
way the concept-
nightmare. That thing is nightmare fuel.
No, no. You see, you are squeamish for things like that. For example, you won't let me go around collecting fingers in the game. To
It's
have
not that I think I view that as nightmare fuel. It's just fucking creepy.
See? Now, for me,
It is.
going around collecting body parts, a particular body part, depending on which character you're playing, is a tradition and a ritual.
This makes
that-
me want to look at your pantry and report it to Scotland Yard.
Again, in game, not in reality. I can tell the difference.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. It's been a tradition amongst my side of the role-playing thing where at least one character will collect the body parts of people he kills. And I wanted to continue that. I mean, if you remember... Didn't I?
Rosie, stop it. Rosie, stop.
Marvel,
No,
no.
that was when we were doing D&D with St. John. I was collecting toes.
Yeah.
Girl.
Listen, you've got to get a necklace from somewhere. Plus, they're very useful currency if you have to go and talk to any necromancers.
There is a very good book series based on the necromancer.
Sorry, I'm just watching Brian's brain melt. He's had a horrible week. and
It's not
this is
melting.
too much.
It's just going. Nope. It's logging off.
The perfect end to the week for him.
My brain is done. I'm gonna be over here with some Girl Scout cookies.
Ah, dear. You should have said Class A drugs. We would have believed that. You'd have earned it. Hello, Rosie Buzz.
You're going to look at the camera like a nice cat?
No. I was
No.
There you
playing.
go.
Oh, there's a
There you
baby.
go.
Ah,
My very fat cat. Very fat cat. Yes, because she's food motivated, you see. So the only
Who
way you can
isn't?
get her to do anything is to give her food. The vet told us at one point, get a cat tower so that she gets more exercise. The only way to get her to go up the cat tower was to put food at the top.
I might be getting Arthur back.
Oh, yes?
Ran into a neighbour today, and Arthur's a cat that ran away, basically. And they describe this cat that keeps going into his house. Into their house, should I say. It sounds like it might be Arthur. The thing is, he got out before I could get his balls cut off. And
That's probably why he ran away.
Yeah, that's the. I am normally shit hot on that. Cats always had their balls cut off or they're spayed, but I just wasn't able to. And so if it is him, I've then got to apologise greatly for the amount of spraying he's done in their house.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No, I know that smell. I'm sorry.
And
You
then
need to apologize to them.
Oh, I
profusely.
know. And the other thing is, I've got to somehow find a way of keeping him in, whilst letting the others out, including the dog,
Until you can get him
until
fixed.
I think he's going to have to live in the bedroom for a while.
Do you really want him to spray in your bedroom?
Really?
Uh-huh.
Brian, I don't have the room.
Oofa.
I haven't got
just
the
saying,
extra room
it's-
to do anything else, unfortunately.
I'm just saying the minute you catch him, get him fixed.
Oh, yeah,
He'll
obviously.
be a lot better. The minute.
Oh, yeah.
I know. Well, it won't be instant. It takes a couple of months for the system to slowly percolate the testosterone out and whatever. They don't instantly change like that. But, I mean, socks, for example, he's been done for God knows, Christ knows how long. And it's only recently he started coming. He used to come on me and knead my fleece and suckle it. Now he's coming on me for affection.
Yes.
And he's curling up on my lap. So he still runs out every now and again when he sees me. But what am I doing to my cats to make them do this? I can't get near Arthur outside. So Joe's going to basically give me a ring or a text when Arthur, if it is Arthur, it might not be. And I'll.
He
go up
probably
there with a carry
realizes that's me and Lee that wanted to cut my balls off.
case. Yeah, probably.
That'll do it
Seeing
to
what
you
happened
every
to
time.
Chestnut, seeing what happened
I've
to
told
Socks
you
and went,
that.
fuck you.
I mean-
Ah, dear. Season 9 Blu-ray sets out.
Nobody wants to look at your bum. Stop.
Don't worry, Auntie has her own OnlyFans for that.
Yep.
One day I will.
Cat's ass for days.
Oh, yeah.
One day. Right. You're probably wondering why we're doing all this babbling. It's because we've got no Big Finish to listen to this week. I thought we'd give people a break, quite frankly.
No
Because
big finish this week.
It can be a bit urgent wash. It can. Oh, how am I supposed to broadcast? Keep her there. Do not move her. Yeah. However, next week, something a bit different.
Yes.
Iris Wildtime.
Oh, I like Iris.
I don't think Spanky's ever encountered her before. Iris Wildtime is a trans-temporal adventuress played by Katie Manning. She travels around time and space in a number 76 bus to Putney, which is slightly smaller on the inside than the outside. She travels with a panda. Toy
Is it
panda
a yellow
who's-
bus?
No, it's red, bright red London bus.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah, panda who is a toy panda but is sentient.
Because of course.
Yes, it's from the mind
Why
of Paul
not?
Mars. What else do you expect? Quite frankly, his Bessie Come Home was brilliant. The audio play, the audio's book, narrated by Stephanie Cole, and
Oh, I love Stephanie Cole.
perfect person to narrate Bessie's story. Oh, it's wonderful. I'll shut up now. So anyway, that's why we're babbling for a bit. We're doing quite well, if I'm honest with you. Brian, did you watch Edge of Darkness?
No.
Ah.
Nope, not at all. Watch something else.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us about it or not? Was it that good or that bad?
Oh, it's excellent. It's a freaking awesome series. It's a little troubling. It's a show called Intruders.
Ah. Okay.
Nope.
All right. That, right. Gotcha. Sorry, I wasn't quite sure to what you were referring. I do apologise. Have you
No
managed
worries.
to get through all it, or are you just still...
Oh yeah,
plodding?
this is my second time through the series. It's like 8 episodes.
All right. Fair enough.
It has John Sims, Mira Sorvino,
Oh, not Mary
Millie Bobby Brown.
All right. Her. Yep.
Like back when she was like 9.
Millie Molly Mandy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet as sugar candy.
Not in this. in this, she
Echoes.
swears like a sailor and has kills maybe 4 people.
Question.
Yes.
Eggos. All right. It's a Stranger
Yes.
Things reference, I know,
Yes.
but still.
Yes.
You see, we have bird's eye potato waffles over here, which are waffly versatile. And they're potato waffles. So what are
Those
Eggos?
are different. Eggos are okay. Have you had Belgian waffles?
Yes.
Okay, it's like that, but thinner,
Yeah.
And
And
not
they-
as crispy.
not as crispy because they go from frozen into the toaster.
And are they sweet?
Yeah.
No.
They're sort of neutral, but you always dress them sweet. You treat them
Yeah.
like, well, I was going to say you treat
crisp
them like
bread.
pancakes, but pancakes are different over there anyway.
You can
American
put like
pancakes.
butter on them. You can put
Or
like
fruit.
blueberries in them, stuff like that.
You can
American
even do
pancakes are
stuff like-
actually Scottish pancakes, I'm just saying.
That you can do things like chocolate, or sometimes you bypass breakfast entirely and go backwards all the way to dessert
Right.
with a waffle.
Yeah.
But the only
Fruit, whipped
savory
cream, the
thing you
whole
do
deal.
with a waffle is fried chicken and waffle.
Oh.
Okay, now you see I'm used to potato waffles. I've got some cousins in France, in Paimpol, who run a creperie restaurant and hotel, actually. Bar,
When you
hotel,
come over
restaurant.
for Gallifrey 1, maybe some year, I don't know, possibly,
Yeah.
we're going to have to hit Waffle House.
Oh yeah, we'll take you to Waffle House. You'll get a kick out of that.
Can you see an
It's
area of
looking at
Cat by a
darkness?
black cat? Yes,
That's
I see
some
the
Americana
eyes.
for your ass right there.
Hello,
Now,
Chestnut.
doesn't that look like one of those shadow things from Attack
Attack
the Block?
Yes, it does.
Yes.
Do you bleed blue? I'm just asking. For a friend.
Of course, blue-blooded royalty.
They're
all
cat.
to be fair, most of our blood is blue anyway before the oxygen gets to it. Look at that science on the flashing blade. Wow, we've had culture, talking about the Tempest.
Yes.
Science, news,
Science.
politics, views, magazine shower, Clef. I mean, my God. It's wonderful. I don't know what that means, but it sounds good.
Complete with animal companions.
Something for the kiddies. Um,
All you have to do is make something with sticky back plastic and you'll be totally set.
okay. So, Ron Craven, who's got a news round, has gone down to London to be on the arrest of the person who murdered his daughter, Emma. Now, we saw last week in Edge of Darkness, Emma's not the innocent he thought she was. She's into politics. And one of the things we said was he found in her drawer a load of clothing, used clothing that was highly radioactive. He had to burn it. This week we find out a bit more. Again, from Pendleton. We also meet Darius P. Jedburgh properly for the first time. And we love Joe Don Baker. We really do. He's the world's Texan, essentially. People think of Texas, they think of J.R. Ewing, or they will think of Joe Don Baker. It's that simple. And he shows Craven a file about the Gaia organization, which Emma was probably the leader of, or one of the main stars. Craven's already gone to see her boyfriend, doesn't like him, but it's played by Tim McInerney, so that's understandable. Darling and Darling and Percy from Blackadder. Actually a superb actor in his own right. He's on Planet of the Ood. And so the file details all this, and the very fact that a group from the Gaia organization, believed to have been led by Emma, broke into the cave system underneath the North Crawl nuclear plant to try and find out if they're processing spent fuel to turn it into weapons grade shit, because that's not allowed. And Craven has gone from the murder of his daughter last week to suddenly it's now a nuclear conspiracy story. And it's gonna get bigger yet. However, it's done in a very British way, which means Brian would hate it. It's, and again, it's 1980s. I mean, this thing won BAFTAs and Christ knows what else. Yeah, it's, again, this is episode 2, and the onion is just starting to peel. And we're starting to get glimpses of what's on the next layer.
We saw weird stuff in the first part of the onion, which we neglected to talk about.
Subtitles, please, my love.
When he kisses his daughter's dildo.
I was just being polite, that was all.
Oh, okay, because it's not necessarily, I mean, I don't know, it was enough that I had to research it online, because I was looking for any way to explain that as other than incestuous, and someone took a stab at it as well. No, he's just realizing his daughter's, finally a woman or something, and it's a touching, beautiful moment. And I'm like, okay, that guy's a pedophile.
I think
we're going to ignore him and go with
you asked a question.
Yeah.
Let me answer. All right. I think it's basically that is the most intimate thing to her. She's dead. That's him saying goodbye.
You don't tongue kiss it. You don't tongue kiss your
he
dead
didn't
daughter's
tongue kiss it, you idiot. He gave it a quick peck.
So some full-on kind of open mouth action. It was gross. It was nasty. But you see that his relationship with his daughter.
Are you watching the same Are you watching the same program as me?
Yes. His relationship with his daughter isn't necessarily a standard father-daughter relationship because of some of the conversations they have. These are his conversations with her. She's dead, but he's also reflecting on previous conversations they've had. In some parts, it appears. And so you have to wonder, how much did he know beforehand about her activities?
Nothing.
Versus how much is he actually learning now? Because
I think he's learning it all.
In some ways, because of the way he's acting, because of his grief, his sanity is in part being called into question.
That's fair. But
I just want to make that point.
I think their relationship was very innocent. Just proper familial.
Possibly. I'm not going to judge.
Let's put it this way.
Just saying it's...
Out of all the people I know who've watched this and reviewed it and written articles about it, you're the first person to say that.
Really?
Which I think
I'm
says
the first
a lot
person to comment on the dildo
you.
kiss.
About putting it into that.
I'm sure it says a lot
putting
about
it
me.
into that context. No one else has. So
write books about me on that context, I'm sure. I'm from the South. What can I say?
That's true. That's true. The sort of presupposition.
A little bit from the South, but
something I talked about before. Wait a minute.
I'm from South Florida. It's not. I live in the South now. Just the sort of, but South Florida's not the South. It's New York meets Cuba.
It's not.
Okay, I once told a story about a girl that I grew up with who got in a fist fight with her mom, punched her out in the trailer, dragged her out in the front yard, beat her up, and threw her out, screaming the whole time. I'm not sharing him with you anymore. He's my man now, talking about her father. Okay? And I shared that story with Auntie before. Okay, here's the flash update to that. That girl's son, all right, that she got from having sex with her father, just knocked up, guess what? My daughter by my wife, the one that I'm not with and all that. And that may actually have been her first husband because we were kind of getting each other when
Whoa, that came out of nowhere,
breaking
Spanky.
up. So might be my daughter, might be his. Don't really care. She said mine, but anyway. So that guy, that's how weird and entwined this little tiny community is where I live.
Okay, I wasn't expecting you to drop that on us.
Yeah.
I don't know
He
whether
doesn't know
to congratulate
his dad
you
is
or
his
not.
granddad either. I feel bad for him.
Were there any mutations in his generation?
Oh, you don't want to know the list of weird stuff down here. It's so inbred.
Well,
Nobody's free down
hopefully
here.
some of the Spank
The only reason why
blood will
I have
a little
valid
bit.
genetic breeding material here is because my family moved here when I was a very young child. Because we weren't related to anybody around here, so we were like prime, breeding.
Yeah, but that was pre-Civil War.
Well, yeah, it happens like that.
I don't know whether to congratulate you or not.
And we don't call it the Civil War here in the South. It's the War of Northern Aggression, if you're going to speak about it to people from the South.
Do we congratulate you or not?
Yes, you can congratulate.
Congratulations, Spanky.
Congratulations.
Spank Poppy. Hang on.
Grandfather. That's not the first time.
Jesus. He spawned.
The spank genes have
It's
propagated.
not right. It's not right.
And they're out there in the world doing spankish things.
You wondered where COVID came from. It's...
It's possible.
Dear God. Well, anyway, I hope everything goes well for her in the pregnancy. I do, and I hope the child is fine.
So do I.
Okay. Siobhan's a great name for a girl.
Just saying.
Or a boy, in fact. My name is Sue. How do you do?
Yes.
Used to love that as a kid. Can't imagine why.
Rosie, I'm doing a thing that does not need to involve you. I'm sorry.
No,
She's just
no.
being a pest.
No. We love this. We'd rather have the cat and you talking behind the cat than no cat. All right? It's like when Spanky gets itchy. It's a case of he doesn't just scratch.
Ichiban. I'm surprised he hasn't banged on the door yet.
We can't
He's
do that
usually,
with Ace.
more on
I
time
mean,
with
Ace
the
has
showtime. He's like,
appeared, I
"Let me in."
think, once, hasn't he?
Yeah, Ace has appeared. He's just right now laying on the
He has
floor.
appeared on the show, and I've picked
Under
Trixie
the
up
desk.
a couple of times to show her to
And-
everyone.
Yeah, my cord is short, so
Do you remember that review Dave and I got on the WhoCast a little bit, where some guy had basically gone through various iterations of the WhoCast I'd been in, and gone My Dead Name and Cameron, great. My Dead Name and Dave, really, really good. Siobhan and Dave, really awful. Too many cats.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yes.
Too many
yes.
cats.
Yes.
We got a lot of problems with the cat, basically because I couldn't get rid of the cat noise sometimes.
Yes.
So,
And in an early review of us, I was told, and I don't know who the reviewer was, that my laugh was too loud. And it would have been it would be a good show, but her laugh is too loud.
Isn't it funny what people are like, though?
Haters gonna hate.
Yeah, well, they're getting free content and they're complaining. How dare you?
How dare you have the laugh you've had your entire
Who cares?
life?
Right?
the nerve of some people.
I think
And
there's a laugh.
if that's like all they could find to do with their day, how sad is their fucking life? You know what I'm
I
saying?
think it's a
Right.
laugh that basically brings joy to people, so I'm happy.
You didn't have anything better to do than that? Okay, I'll take it. Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. We had a good laugh about it.
So, Spanky, we're going to play Joe Gets It Wrong. What's going to happen?
Joe gets it wrong.
Yeah, this is the game we're playing where you have to try and work out what's going to happen in Edge of Darkness.
Ah.
What's
Okay.
next? Where's this heading? What's going on? I'm going to be
Where is
asking
this
this
heading?
every week until the penultimate episode, and then I'm
Okay, because I have not seen.
I know. I have been deliberately rationing you.
Well, no, I know where to find it. Just I haven't been going and watching it as I normally would something. But
Good.
what do I think is going to happen next? I think it's probably time for he'll like discover the killer's identity, but it'll be dissatisfying in some terrible way for him, and he'll descend a little bit further into madness, and more of the sort of background plot will be pushed a little more forward. The
Are
nuclear.
you sure you haven't seen the next episode?
I have not. These are just predictable ways in which stories are told.
I might be wrong, actually. It's just I think episode 3 finishes on a particular point, but I can't remember. All right.
How many episodes are in this? Aren't there
6.
only like 3 or something?
6.
6. There we go. So we'll be at the halfway point.
We will. We will. Are you enjoying it?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
It's
I think it's very good.
It's
Well
very
written.
straight-laced, very well written.
It starts
Well
off
acted.
as your standard sort of cop drama, right?
Mhm.
Except it's got the closer you look, the more there is to it, and that's always something I like about any story that's like that, right? The more you look, the more there is. That's the heart of Shakespeare right there. You can just watch it and get the comedy, or you can just delve deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, and there's always more. So yeah, that's a treasure.
This thing's Brian said about police procedural last week, and this thing's rapidly now turning into nuclear conspiracy.
Police procedure to nuclear conspiracy to what's next, I wonder, right? I think we'll see an evolution. That's what
Ecological
I'm trying to
matters.
say.
Ecological matters. But you'll find out about that when the time comes. We've still, like I say, still got the hunt for the murderer, but that is going to
Hunt for the murderer
slowly
plus-
fade because other things come to the fore.
Someone's like
Emma's secret life, basically.
enriching plutonium or uranium or something, right? So
There used to be, and I'm sorry, it's not related to this, but it's related to like nuclear material and Secret Life. There used to be a show, I want to say it was on Nick, called The Secret Life of Alex Mack.
Yes.
Don't know it.
Yep.
the kid show.
She was like a teenager who accidentally got in, the generic green nuclear waste of the 1990s,
Of course.
and in her small town, and it gave her superpowers.
Yes.
Because green waste does.
That's how it works.
Right,
Yes.
exactly.
Obviously.
Well,
Yes.
Yeah.
This was the same. I think it was the same channel,
Jerry
although
O'Connell
maybe there
did the
was one
same
on
thing,
Disney.
right? In that My Hero show,
My Secret
his first
Identity.
TV show, My Secret Identity, right? When he was just a chubby little kid. Yeah,
Yep.
a little
That it just reminded me of it. But
I'm
it
with
was
you on that. Yeah,
it was. I loved that show.
Hey, Brian. Would
there
you
were a
be up
few
for
that
what?
were like that.
Would you be up?
There was one. Go ahead.
It's something that's always happened when I've been in chat rooms on TeamSpeak years ago, gaming with people. There'll be a silence for about, I don't know, half a minute, and then 3 people will speak at once. It's weird how that happens, but it just does. There must be a particular point in the human psyche that we've all got. It's gone silent. I best say something. Yeah, it's weird. But even then, you're not deliberately saying something to say something. You're saying something because you've got something to say. Oh, that's strange. Abel, Fubble, Bubble. Would you object to
What were
watching...
you saying?
Would you object to watching Whoops Apocalypse again?
Do I have to watch Whoops Apocalypse again?
Oops,
If you don't want to,
Apocalypse.
you don't have to. You know that.
Please
Nothing's
don't.
compulsory.
Please no.
Okay, then. We're going to do Whoops Apocalypse at some stage. However, we'll do the TV version because it's better than the film. It's 6 half-hour episodes. The YouTube video sticks them all together. Spanky and Lilibet, we need to work out how you want to do that. Mind you,
Okay.
6.5-hour episodes is essentially a 6-part Doctor Who.
Yeah,
Uh,
6.5
we-
hours, not too
What
bad.
we'll do is once we've finished Edge of Darkness or Callan, whichever finishes first, I think it's probably going to be Edge of Darkness, we'll do 1 week with Whoops Apocalypse, and then we're going to move on to Kolchak, the Night Stalker, and take it from there. Which I am so looking forward to. I really am.
Yeah.
I've heard so much good stuff about it. And
Yeah,
I don't know,
post
pictures
a
of him
link to
reminds
that.
me of Sylvester McCoy. So,
Yes,
It's the hat.
and that's not a bad comparison.
oh, in that case, I am so there for that. I love McCoy's Doctor. So, yeah, I'm there. It's like we've got the New Adventures and Eighth Doctor Adventures, and I can't remember what the fuck it's called.
If
And-
McCoy, without giving too much away,
No, give away.
all of there's a whole bunch of stuff going on, and McCoy's doctor figures out what's going on behind the scenes, right? All of that is there,
Yeah.
but the Kolchak character almost never wins.
Oh, I like that.
The mystery's revealed, but he almost never wins whatever situation it is.
No one believes him. He's writing that sort of scandal thing, and like, yeah.
Nobody
so it's-
believes him. He gets manipulated. The people in power who are controlling things win.
There we
He
go.
doesn't. But it's that sort of thing.
No, I mean, it got a lot. Like I say, it was the inspiration for the X-Files. So,
Yeah.
I need to just mention this. Saturday, 13th of May, 10 a.m. in the morning. At the Derby Quad in Derby, the Hoovers are presenting Novel Experiences, which is a convention about the New Adventures and the Missing Adventures and the Eighth Doctor books at the Past Doctor books. I'll be doing some of the interviews. Practically every New Adventure author is going to be there.
Wow.
Not everyone. I think there's going to be a couple of notable absentees. I don't think Andrew Cartmel or Ben Aranovich are coming, which is a shame.
Well, they've got but they've got their own thing going on.
Yeah, and Steve Hatcher is organising it. Is trying to get Kate Orman on some sort of video link, which would be nice because Kate was the only ever woman to write a new adventure. Despite Karen Dunn and myself trying, it didn't have the wow factor. Plus, it was too much like Nightshade. Nightshade hadn't been released, but it was too much like Nightshade. It was just coincidence. Gators.
There's only so many stories.
Yeah, exactly. So please join us there. Saturday the 13th of May at the Derby Quad. It's a lovely building, modern. It's got a lovely cafe. Do good cups of hot chocolate. Lots of bits and pieces. There'll be merchandise, autographs, most of which will be free. In fact, I think they possibly all will be. I don't think any of the authors are thinking of charging. So there's that. I'll be there.
Are you doing interviews?
I am. Mainly because I've told them, just stick me with the New Adventures crowd. All right? That was my scene. That was my jam. That I know incredibly well. And I also know a lot of the authors, which is going to be slightly problematic because I'm going to have to rein myself in a little bit. Be a bit more professional. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's going to be the same in Hooverville. Noonan is going, and I'll be interviewing him. And it mustn't ever be like one of our phone calls. Oh, God.
Good luck.
It will be the con that doesn't end.
Oh, God almighty. That's not what I meant. It's we've got the sort of friendship where nothing offends. Mm-hmm. So
That's a good thing.
We're ragging each other something chronic and everything else. It's a case of no. Got to be a bit more professional on stage. You know?
Well, and he'll be in
Oh, she's being all
performance
actory.
professional,
Yeah. He'll
But
be
the
in pro
problem
mode,
with
right?
that is I will rip that into little pieces. Yeah, I'm going to have some fun. But I'm going to have fun that's not going to be OTT. It's, you know, I know how, well, he knows, we've already discussed it, how we're going to start the panel. The question is how many other people are going to be on the panel. I don't think I'm giving anything away to say that Trevor, oh, fucking hell, Stephen! Tim Trelaw will be there. Stephen's got it into my head he's called Trevor. And Stephen's doing this to a lot of people, to various people, and various people have started to call him Trevor. And I know it's going to happen on stage. I just know it is.
We want video.
Tim
We
Drury.
demand video.
Tim Drury normally videos these things, so we'll talk to him.
Video isn't allowed. It sort of depends, doesn't it?
No, he's like the official.
Oh, okay. They've given him a job.
Either
that's
they've given him a
good.
job or they've just given him permission, because I don't think it was released. They used to release them on DVDs, the video coverage, but they haven't recently. He did film the Rufus Hound interview I did last year. That's up on YouTube, on Tim Drury's own channel. So hopefully he'll film this. But like I say, I've got to balance it out and make sure that whilst it's still fun for the audience, it must stay fun for the audience. It can't go too far and too cliquey and whatever. It's bad enough we both play Hartnell. It's, you know, it's...
Yeah.
Oh, you could Hartnell each other.
No, you see, you've said this before. It's not... We
The
don't,
Hartnell off.
We don't
Yep,
do
that would have been
that.
entertaining.
We
It
don't
would be
do
the
it.
best.
We don't
Hartnell
do
off.
it because he'll lose.
Oh, we have
Damn,
to have
that
this
is a
Hartnell
gauntlet
off now.
hurled. The gauntlet has been thrown. Wow.
Mike, drop.
Yup.
It's over to you, new boy.
Wow.
We've never done that.
That was
We've
just
never
like,
thought. We've never felt the urge to actually do that. We're both content. Well, not content, but comfortable with what we do. We don't feel the urge to prove it. So, yeah, Hartnell is what brought us together, and we've discussed Hartnell a hell of a lot, and we always do. But that's not the friendship. You know,
Right.
it's and it is nice. Basically, I've got staff playing the Doctor for me. That worked. At least one of you laughed.
Ha 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 ha.
Trouble is, I can't say that to Brian because he'll murder him.
No, I won't murder them. I'll just, remove them at a opportune moment.
Yeah, that means I'll have to end up going into bloody studios and start recording as the first Doctor. And I'm too old for that shit now.
Just nothing will happen to him. Ever.
Okay. Ah, dear. Somehow we're doing really well for time. Fuck knows how. We've obviously been babbling an awful lot.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know, Brian. It's extremely unlikely we'll ever do a Hartnell off.
I just want the video.
I suppose we could... I'll talk to him, see if we can do something for you. All right? But not for public.
A personal DVD extra.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
There we go. Uh-oh.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Nope, I don't think I'm going to say that. I think we're
Thank you.
okay.
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 You okay now?
Yeah,
You good?
yeah. I think I've managed to
I
hold
saw
on to
that
that.
one coming too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, didn't say that. I'm a good girl, I am, Professor.
Guys.
Right. Hunter is given an unusual job. This isn't his normal sort of thing. It's certainly not the sort of thing he really did out in the field. We saw it happen once before when he was trying to split up a woman from the Valeyard, from her boyfriend and fiancé. And it worked, surprisingly.
It's the kind of thing he finds distasteful too.
Yes. However, he has his orders, and so he puts one of his top agents, James Cross, onto it. And the orders are quite simple. Harass a Soviet musical conductor and his family. That's it. Just harass them. See what happens.
As payback.
Yeah. It is payback. We don't find out initially as to why this is happening. But John Savardant, sorry guys, British thing, Coronation Street. Yeah, it turns out is a journalist, or was a journalist, who was actually up to intrigue in Moscow, and they basically got him out before the Russians could do something to him. So now this is payback, and Cross has to harass this family, and they're complete innocents. And Callan is trying to find out about them and find out why he's been told to do this. Callan is now Hunter, in case you were wondering. And it's interesting, Jeffrey Chatterjack, I can't remember, Bishop, who's Hunter's boss, so technically is now Callan's boss. It's interesting to hear, he'll call him Hunter, but every now and again when he's being disdainful, it's back to Callan. It's
as it should be,
which is a major breach of protocol and for their business in particular.
It is, yes.
Well, not only that, but it also reminds Callan, don't get too comfy.
That's the whole point of it. That I mean, you'd look at this guy and Callan could take him out like that, but the amount of power he wields, and so Cross ends up having to up the ante on it.
In 1 second. I'll be off camera, but I'm still here talking and listening. Keep talking.
I'm scared.
Puppy.
Puppy dog! Right, don't start muttering to yourself,
dog,
Spanky.
not yet, but soon.
Don't start muttering to yourself. So, like I say, these guys are innocent. At one point, the daughter of the family sees Cross hanging about and blames him for everything that's going on. So she hates him. However, her father gets to the point, I'm going to have to defect. Because the Soviets will want to know, why are the British taking such an interest in me? I'm innocent, but I'm doomed. So me and my family, we have to defect. So yeah, they get a musical conductor out of it. However, the defection happens very, very quickly without anybody knowing about it. Suddenly they're just running and getting into Cross's car and saying, drive, drive. And Cross is driving, and the daughter, not knowing what's going on, attacks him because she hates him. And he has to thump her with the back of his gun. And it's left with the girl's in hospital, seriously injured in hospital. Callan has to go and apologise to the father because the guy's innocent. They're all innocent. The question that's going to be is, what sort of effect is this going to have on Cross? We don't entirely know yet. We'll find out this week when we watch the next episode. But something like that.
He's starting to look a little brittle. Cross is.
Translation?
Yeah.
Brittle?
Brittle.
He's
cracking a little bit. He's looking brittle.
Brittle. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, speak
harms
English.
This girl. Yeah.
So
and that makes his cracks a little more evident.
Yeah, and we'll find out where that's going. Like I say, next week.
Next week.
Yeah. He's not a very good hunter.
In episode 5, if he can, so could I. Right.
He's not a very good hunter. I mean, it's been pointed out by Bishop to him that he's not. He does have a tendency.
Well, he's good at some things. But he's not learning quickly enough to please Bishop. He's picking up the role. He's getting better at it, but he's not learning fast enough. He's not adapting fast enough.
He got them a high-class musical conductor. What more do they want?
Right.
So, did you enjoy this one, Spanks?
I did immensely. It sets up a lot. Again,
it does set up
as
a lot.
Every episode of Callan does. One thing they were masterful about the series, if you look back at every preceding episode set something up for down the road. Not just like the next episode, but like for 3-4 episodes down the road for, important things that are happening in the story.
So
it's wonderful to see that.
Trying to work out what part of Spanky's backdrop is doing the talking.
I had to stretch out real quick, and I can't do that right where I was sitting. So
oh my God, he's reposed. Somebody's feeding him grapes.
Yes, I'm not reposed. I am stretching.
No, I'm totally with you.
Dying walrus.
You know my back's fucked.
Actually, if I start getting like muscle spasms while on camera, you're gonna hear a scream, a thump, and a crash as I land on the floor, and then
again.
For various medicines, right? Yeah.
Encore une fois, s'il vous plaît. All right. I know it's not much a review of Callan, but it's a very old series, and it's all on YouTube. You can go and watch it yourself, and quite frankly, I can't recommend it highly enough.
Lovely to watch.
It's a joy.
You can't say enough good about it. It's worth watching. It's relevant even now. If they could remake it, if they would keep to the character-driven elements of it, and not rely too much on like glitzy special effects and politics and stuff. But if they focused on the characters, which they actually kind of did with that, was it MI5 show that they did?
Spooks. Yes, you've mentioned this before. Spooks.
Not Spooks, but there was another one that they did.
It
was called MI5 or MI6 or something.
Oh, that's Spooks. That's what it was. That was what it was called in America.
Oh, is that what it was called over there?
Yeah.
It was called MI5 or MI6 here. It was called Spooks over there.
That was a deep delve. Where that came from, I don't know. Yeah, and also what's very interesting for that period, like you were saying about the writing being interconnected, it's a bit rare. Especially to see stuff, series-long arcs. You didn't tend to get that back then.
Nope. And that was unheard of back then, right? You didn't have shows that were connected that told an extended story. It was one episode installments. Here's your single serving, comedy. Here's your single serving drama. Here's your single serving of whatever.
Well, exactly. And that's why Key to Time is so unusual, isn't it?
2 seconds.
Because it is a series-long arc.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it the medicine?
And that's another thing,
Maybe
right?
That's what's upsetting.
Because Doctor Who would have those arcs, right? But then Key to Time covers that entire season, so that's kind of cool. But that's another reason why Callan was so great. It's concurrent
he had
the
the Key to Time
and so forward thinking.
Next week, the aftermath. Ladies and gentlemen, Kessler will be back. That's all I'm saying. Doctor, what's his name now?
I gotta go.
Yeah, all right, man. No worries.
It happens, bro. Good luck with that.
Will
there be a big finish next week?
Snell. Yes, I told you already, Spanky. It's Iris Wildtime. It's technically not Doctor Who. And certainly barking mad. Warning you now, these will be fun. You up for that, Lil? A little bit?
Yeah, I think so.
Good. Right, hope. Again, I'm passing these on without listening to them first, so I can't filter them.
It's absolutely fine. It's fine. If I listen to something and it's too much of a muchness, I will let you know. But
yeah, I don't know when to stop doing that. That's the problem. I'm trying to look after you, but at the same time, I don't want to.
Yeah, and I appreciate it. If you're watching like you were doing, and and you watched the first episode and went, whoa,
Yeah. Oh, Christ, it
That's
hit me for 6, let alone... Do you know I still talk to him?
Oh, yeah.
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 Yep.
As you should.
Same with my
Okay, I posted
parents.
Yeah. As you should. I do.
Hmm.
Katie does. And Danielle makes sure to use the C word at least once a day in his honor.
Always good, I guess. Yeah.
You see, I hardly ever use that word. I
Irish.
hate that word. If I use that word,
Spelled that wrong.
you know I mean business. That's my new.
Well,
That is my new.
yes. Yes. It over here, it is that equivalent. Yes. So she doesn't usually use it out loud in front of other people.
So
But,
no
yes.
getting up first thing in the morning, pulling back the blinds, opening the windows, and
Yelling
going.
it out to the world, yes. But yes, it's. I've actually got a little picture over here in his little memory book, and a rose over here, a dried rose, and yeah, I talk to him all the time.
I can't help it.
It's if he were answered back, then we'd be in dangerous territory.
I can't help it. Things happen, and I just know Dave would be all over it.
Yes.
So basically, all I say is just shut up, you silly old fool. And
Yes.
you know, it's
Yep.
good to have these reminders of people. Like my brother,
Yeah.
I've got the order of service for his funeral up there. It's a photo of him in front of a sign saying no. My brother was a chief electrician at gigs and things like that, and it was always no. It all has to be checked out. It all, you know, and I keep that up there so that if ever I think I might be going, I think of that, and it pulls me back from other stuff.
Yes.
And
There's
occasionally I take the piss out of my dad.
There's a picture that we took of Dave the first time he came over by one of the lakes, and it comes up in my memories every now and again, and he's pointing at the sign with, you know, his big grin that he did, right? Like, and the sign says, do not molest the alligators.
Molest? Why?
Molest.
Molest?
Well, I think it's in Spanish, and molestarme means to, like, bother. Well, not molestarme would be bother me. So molestar. And so I think
A
they
frog?
just did a direct.
In which B-Day? A frog in which B-Day?
No.
Something about where the library is?
Well, that would be donde está la biblioteca.
I can say that! And that's probably because of community. And Senor Chang!
I've told this story before, but my mother was a Spanish major in college, and my father was military. He was in the Air Force for 4 years.
Did
He was
she
stationed
outrank
in
him?
England. We know how that goes. Of course she did.
Well,
but my mother was
she's
not
a
military.
major. What
Yes,
rank was
she's
your
a major,
father?
and he was. I think he was a lieutenant or something. Anyway, but they got married after she graduated, and then she moved to England. He was stationed at Lakenheath over there, and they went on a trip to Spain on a vacation, and she'd spent a semester in Salamanca at the university there. So she wanted to go back and, like, show him her old stomping ground and everything. My father has 2 phrases in Spanish. ¿Dónde está el baño? Where is the bathroom?
A good one to have.
And café con leche, por favor. Milk, coffee with milk, please.
Again,
That is
they link up very well.
they do. That is the extent of his Spanish.
Okay.
So he would walk up to the front desk of the hotel and ask one of 2 questions.
Oh, God. How
But
like a
meanwhile,
father to do that?
Yes. And at this point, my mother was extremely fluent. So she would,
So
she
Ace
would do all
at
the
the moment.
conversation and do all that. So they went to a museum.
Yeah.
And they were on, a museum tour, and the guide is speaking in Spanish and explaining whatever it was that they were seeing in the museum. And they're about 2/3 of the way back in the big group of people. And my mother's turning to my father and explaining everything, translating it into English, because he has no idea what the tourist guide's saying and probably doesn't really care. They were newlyweds at the time. He was there to humor her. And so she's explaining in English. And then behind her is somebody, and I think it was Portuguese or something, who didn't understand Spanish either, but they did understand English. So listening to her translation and then turning around and translating it to the people they were with.
I've had instruction manuals written like that. Are you all right, Brian?
Oh, I'm just fine. That's the 8th time today I've had to clean that creamy peanut butter up.
How is he doing
I
for
feel
water?
for you, bro. Wow.
Is he drinking enough? Is he drinking enough?
Oh, he's drinking fine. Okay. He's eating fine. He's just pooping creamy peanut butter.
Yeah, that sounds like medication, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does sound like medication thing. All right, then.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's awful.
Next week.
I just ran the floor clean. We have a beautiful floor clean.
He is in love with his floor
This thing is fantastic. I'm loving this thing. This is fantastic.
We have one, too, because we had a cat with diabetes.
I don't
think I can maybe skip his 8 o'clock medicine tonight. See if that solids anything up.
Mm-hmm.
Feed him some coconut macaroons. That's supposed to tighten stuff up.
Hi, Jess. Yeah, apparently Brian was saying you and I need to talk about something, but I can't remember. Oh, art for the game. We could have a conversation to find out, to see who's going to do what. Art. Talking of which, yes, the schedule for next week. Schedule. What do you say? You say schedule or schedule?
Schedule.
So schedule.
With the K sound.
Okay, so schedule.
You say schedule, we'll say schedule, and we'll call the whole thing off.
Right. We'll just say we're right and move on.
Next Friday, hopefully, and as long as both of us feel up to doing it, we have Legopolis Parts 3 and 4 on Two Fan Dinosaurs. We finally made it to the end of Season 18. Remember?
Yeah.
We have this box set, Season 18 Blu-ray box set, up for grabs. The question is, what links Antiques Roadshow with the Keeper of Traken from this season? Please don't enter if you've already got the box set.
I have a guess for that, but I'm not going to say it on air. I'll say it afterwards.
Yeah. Send me a message on the YouTube channel, Bibble Thruster, and if we actually get more than one answer, I'm surprised if we even get one answer, to be honest. But if we get more than one answer, the names will go into a hat. I think I have a spare.
Why not first come, first serve?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Whoever gets it in first gets it.
No, that's not fair, really, because I may not check things, and until it's too late. So
but they are timestamped, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that depends on... No. It depends on... It's not fair. I want them to do something. They've got to have the right... they've got to answer the question. That's all they've got to do. They're not now in a race to actually answer the question. Chill. Take your time. Think about the answer. Then send it in. If you're right, you'll go into the hat. Look, it's an excuse to use a hat. Do you need to be told anything else?
I think we do, but we're just going to let this one slide.
We're going to let that one lay right there, right? Yeah.
I can't transmog my purple Bluefest hat. It really pisses me off. Yes, so that's Two Fan Dinosaurs next Friday on this channel at 9 p.m. UK time, 4 p.m. Eastern. On Saturday on Thaco Gaming, THAC number 0 Gaming.
Well, just 0, not number 0.
Hang on, I've got to get this right. At 3 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. UK time. Thank you very much. That's their Twitch channel, by the way. We've got the RPG, Tales of the Astral Sea. Did I get that right?
You did.
Fuck me.
You're doing wonderful so far.
Thanks. Great. Cheers. And then next Sunday is the Flashing Blade. And we will be looking at Dragonfire.
Gesundheit.
That's all right. Iris Wild Time. Like I say, it's something a bit different. episode 3 of Edge of Darkness. And I think it's episode 5? 5 or 6?
Burden of Proof is episode 3, and then Callan season 4, episode 5. If he can, so could I.
Okay. And that's
Anything
it
he
for
could
next
do,
week.
I can do better.
Yeah, wait and see. Well, you won't, but I mean, you can. It's there for
I
you
also
to watch.
posted that in general.
It's unlikely.
Yeah.
I won't.
But yeah, so that's the show's lineup for next week. There'll also be some World of Warcraft on this channel because I'm enjoying playing my dragon. It's ironic, really. I mean, I'm playing a dragon in the RPG and I'm playing a dragon in Warcraft, and I'm really enjoying. I'm sort of conflating the two in my head somehow. It's like Idris is actually Tarklu. It's. I've got the dragon claw.
No taking fingers.
I want fingers.
You have fingers, 10 of them.
No,
Technically, you're
from
a shape changer. You
dead
can have
other
as
people.
many fingers as you fucking want.
From
Just
dead
don't
people.
Take them from other people.
I'm going to shape change into one giant finger and plonk myself in mid
That just means
See
you
what
make a hot
happens.
dog
You
for
could change into this.
Yes,
no
yeah.
problem.
Everything Everywhere All
You
at
wouldn't
Once
let me.
movie.
I know you wouldn't actually. No, for that
I
you
would-
probably would. So yeah, that's what's
It
coming
does
up
sound
next
like
week.
something you'd say to a
Fingers.
kindergartner. You have your own fingers. You're not allowed to have other people.
Right.
Welcome to
Use
my
your
game.
fingers and not
Yeah.
anyone else's.
Lilibert, what are you,
You
up to
have to
next
watch this because then you'll understand totally.
week? What are you up to next week, Lilibert?
Work, and we have Friday off.
Yep.
And but we don't get an Easter holiday. They sort of give us Friday off as a floating holiday, and they just stuck it on Friday. So we have
Are
Friday
you all
weekend.
right to do the show next Sunday?
Should be okay because I should have church earlier in the day. So I
Okay,
should
that's
be
what I
fine
was
by-
thinking. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
You don't have to. Don't rush it. You know, it's fine.
Well, they only have church at certain times of day. You don't just get to go whenever you want.
You'd be surprised.
I mean,
Just
you
have
can
them take it
go,
and
but
hit
they're
play.
not doing anything.
Hey, ordained priest here. Thank you very much. I can conduct weddings and everything.
And
Jess.
prom was Saturday, so senior skip day is tomorrow. Apparently, we'll see how many kids actually show up for school. It's a senior tradition that the kids pick a day toward the end of the year, and they all.
Do you know what bugs me?
I'll skip.
What bugs me is some schools over here now are starting to be called high schools.
Yes,
You never
Yeah.
used to have high schools,
I know,
and they got popular. I wonder why.
because they all watched American television.
Yes, and now kids have a prom. Mm-hmm. We never had a fucking prom. We were lucky if we got a school disco.
In exchange for all these perks,
Right.
kids are also
Trick or
open
treat.
prey for gun nuts. So take the good, you take the bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and
That is a very fair answer. I mean, it's basically your congratulations, you're still alive dance. That should be the theme.
the kids at our school also, if it makes you feel any better, take A levels. Or at least a chunk of our kids do, because they do the Cambridge program. So they take AS and
Actual
A-level
A
and-
levels.
yeah, actual A levels. They sit their exams. They sit
Goodness
A-level
me.
exams and they get Cambridge diplomas. Not everybody at our school. It's a special program. They have to test into. They have to, and they take Cambridge level classes with specifically trained teachers and English curriculum. And they, international curriculum based on the English A-level
I'm trying to
system.
remember what the theme for Buffy's prom was.
Oh, which one? She went to 2. She had the one in the film, and she had the
No,
one...
no. The one in the series. The
Oh, it's
film
got to
doesn't
be...
count.
Well, no, hang on. Back to the Future was a Mystery Under the Sea, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I can't remember. It's a good,
I think
good
ours
episode, that.
this year was Starry Night or something like that. Under the Stars, that kind of thing. They tend to be fairly generic.
Jess,
Might I suggest making a gold umbrella and giving it to one of the students who's done the best?
to look out for their fellow students.
Yeah. Class protector.
Yeah.
I don't go to prom. I went
You
to
haven't
my high
lived.
school prom. I went to my high school prom to say I had done it. But large groups of people with music I don't really understand, and dances everybody else seems to know that I don't know, is not my jam. Wasn't then, isn't now.
Yeah, no.
I'm just wondering if you could sample the punch
in
and
my
see
life.
if it needs more alcohol or not.
The most important prom in my life
Don't
is the one from Pretty in Pink. At the end of Pretty in Pink. Mainly because of an incredibly long... And what you're getting a text, Brian.
I noticed.
Either that or your lungs are fucking up.
My bank.
What? Is the
My
bank?
bank.
Oh, say hello to them for me. Lend us a fiver. Yes... Why was I saying? Oh, yes, orchestral maneuvers in the dark, If You Leave. Wonderful long mix of that at the end of Pretty in Pink. And I am a sucker for those 80s films with the Brat Pack.
I'm thinking that if there's ever a prom, I'm going to sneak Portsmouth Symphonia into the mix.
I've told you, that's...
I know. That's the going down music.
The trouble is, over here, I've noticed... God... We are getting very gloomy on this show.
Aren't you for a big John Hughes fan? Yeah.
Over here, I mean, the funerals I've been to, God, recently, you don't get to see the coffin vanish.
Well, I'm thinking,
you just say your goodbyes and go.
People are on either side, and and instead of playing Amazing
Touch of the Spirit World.
No,
Yes.
no, yeah, usually.
All right.
But
You've been
instead
drinking
of playing Amazing Grace
Yes.
and the
Bagpipes.
bagpipes, they start playing the Portsmouth Symphonia. Thus spoke their
Zarathustra.
Zarathustra.
I think that's definitely... I've got to write all these instructions out, because Adam's supposed to be doing all this with the help of Sinister.
Excellent.
I'm planning my
Means
own
less
funeral.
I have to do.
I'm planning my own funeral. It's wonderful.
I just have to
You've
show
got
the
to
hell up.
No, you've basically got to start saving money for the postage for all the Marvel books you're going to have to get shipped over from here.
Can I get them as a carry-on?
Yeah, no.
8.
But you can mail them book rate and only pay like $3.
At
It just
least-
takes 3 months to get there.
At least 24 feet worth of Marvel books.
Is that
Actually,
long boxes or short boxes?
they would be very, very long. There are hundreds of books. You have been warned. This is why...
Can I go through and decide if I already have them? If they're doubles, can I leave? Or...
I mean, you can, but that would involve you coming over here and looking at them. You can't ask Adam or Sin to sit there and go, what about this one? No? Okay, what about this one?
I could just send them a list. It'll be in Excel.
Oh, God, no. Well, then again, Adam might appreciate that, as long as it's Linux-based. Yeah. I'm not being gloomy. It's just... It's about time I started sorting these things out. Yeah. I've had a few shops over the past couple of years, so...
Down you go.
Just makes sense. Quite frankly, I've got no plans to go anywhere. Seriously.
Yes,
death...
you're not allowed.
Yeah, no. Death comes anywhere near me. Once we've kicked to the happy sacks, and he'll drop like anyone. That's 2 red dwarf coats I've used tonight.
Yes.
Yeah.
She will not be.
I don't care. I'm more than
He
happy
will not
for this.
be ignored.
I am more than
No,
happy.
she's absolutely determined not to be ignored.
I know. I'm fine with that. Like I say, if you want to wander off and just leave the cat. it's-
Rosie, would you like to help co-host the show?
She's a cat. She's got sense. So that's it. That's our show. 2 hours 15. Fair enough.
Not too bad.
15 minutes off because we didn't have Spanky for 15 minutes, I reckon.
Yeah,
What do you think?
yeah.
What do you think? I
I'll
don't
be
know.
paying for that for a while.
Oh, I'm sure.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Right. Please, everybody, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
See you next weekend, boys and girls.
You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and love and happiness are well worth fighting for. They're well worth fighting for.
Today's John Levine was brought to you by the letters J and number 4. And yes, I had forgotten. Never forget a goat, though. Never forget a goat.